Hey Peter, Scott Austin here. Don't know how you found me, but I'm glad you did. I'm gonna walk through your store. Probably gonna bounce around a little bit. Probably gonna swear a little bit as I get angry and frustrated, but that's just the way I am. And I'm gonna start on your most important page, which is your product page, right? We'll work down from here and up from here also. Um, and like I said, it's just gonna be random feedback as I see things and yada yada yada. First of all, usually these breadcrumbs really aren't that useful to anybody, so you can get rid of them. I'm a big fan of the product selection here. What theme are you in? Let's just see. I'm looking at another screen right now. Trying to figure out what theme you're in. PXU theme. Retina. Okay, so you're in the Retina theme. All right, so it's a theme that's anything in the Shopify store is a good theme. There's only one theme that I use for everything, but that's an aside. Um, what I wanted to see was no, I just lost your store. So we'll go back to the candle we were on, which I believe was this one. So I assume that there's a setting in your theme that allows you to show all these as buttons side by side. Right? I'm a big fan of people not having to click things to understand more. Right? If I can show them, and by the way, I love this image where it shows the different sizes. If you can show them side by side, small, medium, extra large, large, extra large, double extra large, right? That's great. Now you've got these 5 packs, which is going to be confusing because there's a lot going on there. So this is a small 50 hours. This is a small 50 hours. Conventional beeswax, organic beeswax. Yeah, so your variants are confusing, right? So what you could do is you can do it a couple different ways. What you definitely want to do is show these as buttons, not as a drop down, right? And let's just pick Bixby as an example and see if I can quickly find one that has buttons so I can show you what I mean. Yeah, see, these are the button type things, right? You can see she spelled peace wrong twice. But anyways, here I can see it's 6, 12, 25, and 50 side by side, right? And what I would actually do, and I'll show this to you in yours in a second, is I would change the word size to pieces, or pieces per box, and just say 6, 12, 25, 50, right? I would not repeat words. So in yours, you have 2 variants here. One is size, small, medium, large, right? Boom, boom, boom. And the second is beeswax type, conventional or organic. Okay, so I would make those 2 separate variants. I would not show the price, right? So the variant would be size, and I would keep it just literally small, medium, large, extra large, triple X. The burns are already here. They don't need to. You don't need to repeat that information. So here you got the size, the dimensions, and the hours, which are all redundant, right? So if it just said small, medium, large, extra large, triple X, that would make it easier. And then for beeswax, I would make that the variant title, and I would have it conventional or organic. So people would be able to pick on the size they want, and then pick on the beeswax type they want, or reverse it. You could put one above the other. There's no right or wrong there. Now, the 5 packs, because it's one of each size, that becomes very confusing to customers. And I would keep that as a separate product, right? I would bundle that differently. And let me show you what that looks like here. Let's go to Healing Home Foods. And what we do here for granolas, for example, right, is we got these 3 sizes of granola, or 3 flavors of granolas. And here we have the 4-ounce granola sample pack. So you get one of each size, right? We do the same thing inside of crackers, where they get one of each size in the variety pack, and that's a separate product. Now, I don't know if I've added it to their store yet. No, I haven't added it to their store. This is a new store we just launched. What I'm going to be adding is a promotion here on this page that says this product is also a part of these bundles. And that's what I would do with yours. Is and there's a free Shopify bundle app that does this quite well, actually, without messing up your inventory stuff, right? So, but I would get rid of the bundle pack, make that a separate product, and then you could promote that on this page instead of this, I consider useless other popular choices. I would say this product is also in these bundles and show any bundles that it's in. And then I also wouldn't show the price inside of this, right? Because this is Australian dollars and I'm in US dollars, and now there's a there's incontinuity there. Now on purchase options, do people actually subscribe to these candles? Great for you if they do, right? I would be surprised if they did. So, if they're subscribing to it, great, keep it in. If they're not subscribing, don't. I would assume, let's just see if you have a subscription or a club type of thing. I don't see. Yeah, see, I would assume that you would be doing more of a club, right? A candle club, where every month you send, like in December you send them this one, and at Easter you send them this one, or whatever kind of thing. But you're picking the ones they are. That said, if people were subscribing to these, great. I would, like I said, just be surprised if they were. Now, get the add to cart button, all candles. It almost looks like there's a difference in color between this and this. What is ideal minimum burn time 4+ hours? Because I see 50, 70. Is that like a best practice? You should burn your candle for 4 hours? I don't understand that, right? I would put the reviews up here by the price. And let's click on a review. Does it take you down? And it looks like, yeah, you're using Judge Me, which is awesome. So you got the spacing issue here, where this top space is less than this one. These shop now buttons are confusing to me. Buttons take me to a different place, not up to the top. I don't know if that's something built into your theme, but if your pages are long and you're worried about something like that, usually I'm not too worried about it. But I would just put one button here when it scrolls off the page. So, it says back to top. Now these icons are okay. They look, this one. So let's see if we can figure this out. I'm looking on their screen. Yeah, it looks like you've added that stuff in yourself. So what I don't like about it is this one is not in the same vein as these, and it's not even the same font here as these. So these you probably got from somewhere, and they're consistent, and this one you made, right? And that inconsistency I'm just not a fan of, right? We actually make a badges app where you can show you here. Do I have it on this page? Nope, that's their own custom ones. But I make this app here that you can brand them any way you want to, so that you have control over your brand and make them look. So let me show you what I mean by that. You see these here. I can change it to a circle instead of a scallop. I can change the background to be any color that I want. So you have control over. You can map it into your brand, which is kind of nice. But we're not here to sell you on our apps today. But just pointing out that this one not being the same really irks me. Now, this video provides no value at all. Same with this video. And I can't stand videos that don't talk to me, right? And this one's just a collection of images. It's really low quality, right? Just to throw in an image and put three of them together and have music going on. When I saw this, right, I thought it was going to be a story, right, which I was fascinated to see. I was like, oh, I want to hear about, because they're handmade, handcrafted beeswax. I want to hear about, like, where you're, Are there your own bees? Do you get your own wax? You know, I want to hear the whole. That would be fascinating to me. This was just gratuitous crap. You know, I'm starting to get angry. You can hear it. I'll be swearing soon. Which didn't add value, right? Now, this is good. Why is this one right aligned where these are left aligned? So this is about the candle, and this is about the process or the company, right? And I would put headers behind those. You know, more about our candle. You know, about Happy Flame. Kind words from our customers. If you've got reviews, right? Now you've only got 2 reviews here. So I would not be redundant and have it here and also down here. And also, I'm a huge fan of the add to cart button being red, right? And I want it to be the brightest thing on the page, and I want it to be the only thing on the page that is that color. And that's the problem here. Is you got this red, then I got this shop now, which takes me back up, which is counterintuitive and doesn't take me all the way to the button because you've got this sticky header, and I wouldn't do a sticky header, by the way, and I especially wouldn't have it transparent because it's just confusing. And this is red, so this is red and this is red, and they don't add to cart, right? Same thing with this is red and this is red, this is red. I would look at what your brand guidelines are, and I'm not sure why you picked the red there. You've got it in a lot of places. And that's okay if one of your brand colors is red, that's fine. But I would make this red an even brighter red. So if we look at this color code here, which is this red, and go into color hexa, drop your red in. All right, I would take the tint here of this down to this one. I would take this color and instead drop that into here. See what I was saying here in a second. I'm working on another screen. So, it messed it up. I don't know why. There we go. So this red's a little bit lighter, right? And I might even go a little bit brighter than that because I want that to be obvious and not be the same as these, right? I want that red to mean action, and action that takes me to the cart. Not just any action, not contact us and that kind of stuff. It takes me to the cart. And I would never use that same color as a background, right? It becomes confusing because red is a link. Is this a link here? Yeah, it's a link there. But then, down here, it's not a link. I can't click on it, so it just confuses people. And we already said we don't even want this section if we've got reviews. Now, if we look at your reviews, you're not showing your dates, which makes me worried, right? I'm losing confidence when I don't see dates. And because maybe you got this review in 2016 and this one in 2018, you haven't sold anything in 5 years. And you should also have more than 2 reviews, right? So you want to do whatever you can to get more reviews. Let's see if you have a reviews page. No, you don't. You don't have reviews in your footer. I would have a page of all reviews, which JudgeMe can do for you easily. But I would want to see, let's actually see if you have a reviews carousel on the home page. Yeah, that's not your JudgeMe reviews. That's a manually entered thing, right? So I would have the JudgeMe reviews carousel on the home page. I would have a JudgeMe reviews page, and if you're not getting, I would show the date of the review so that people can see, hey, someone just bought this today, right? If we go to Healing Home Foods here, I just launched a store a couple weeks ago. They had 54 reviews. Now if we go here, They now have 85 reviews, and I can see the most recent review is today, and there was one 3 days ago, kind of thing. So I can see there's activity in this store, which means that somebody is processing orders when they receive them, kind of thing. So here I'm like, well, how long ago was that? Maybe that was in 2020. Maybe the store's kind of dead and defunct. So reviews and dates and getting reviews frequently is a way to show life and breath in your store. It's not, it's interesting. I just don't like that element. I have to click and drag to go to the next one. I just can't click it. And it's got this grab icon. So there's something funky with that carousel. So here, right, let's refresh the page. So I mentioned how I like this image. Now the image is really bad, by the way, right? What I like about it is how it explains things: small, medium, large, extra large. And why it's really bad is it's really dark. There's this, extra highlights in here. It's kind of blurry and fuzzy, and this small is not lined up under that candle. This extra large is not lined up under this one. So, the spacing, and even the spacing between the candles, I would get out a tape measure and actually measure them, make sure they're all precise, right? And I would take this photo from farther away, so there's less parallax in and stuff like that. But it's a great start, and I love what it does. It explains things to people, right? Let me show you. Let's see Spiral Light Candle. Haven't seen the store in years. Let's see if it's still there. If we go into a candle, we used to have a burn time. Yeah, so we did this type of thing, right? We made a little infographic that does the same thing. But going back to yours, if I click on medium, I want to see this change, right? So when I add something to the cart, right, I like it being very clear. Do you have a cart page? Yeah. I like it being very clear that this is the medium, right? So the image I would want to show is of the medium candle and the medium candle only. And I might even have it say the word medium and the burn time in it. And it would be larger in that case, right? Kind of thing. Because right now there's no connection. I'm trying to go back to that page. There we go. There's no connection between making a choice here and it showing up over here. And what I've done before is you've even got the organic and the conventional beeswax. Oh, there's a significant price difference between the two of those also, right? You might even have like a little icon for organic or something, right? And a little logo for organic that when I click on the organic one, so when I click on the medium one, right, it would show me just the medium one. It would say the word medium, 70-hour burn time. The candle would take most of the space. And then when I click on the medium organic, we might have a little logo show up here that says organic or something. So it's really clear in the image which product they have selected. And then as I change these selections, I see that change in the image, right? Now, let's just look at the rest of your images, and they don't add any value. They're cool, but they don't add any value, right? Scrolling through this is going to do what in my purchase decision? And I don't, and don't get me wrong, maybe your customers find value in these, right? Maybe what you have is more of an infographic that says, like, I'm actually quite surprised that these candles are on a bare wood table, right? But maybe this one, you say, blah, blah, blah about our candles. You can burn them straight on a bare wood surface if you want to, right? You could say, mix and match or something to that effect. But what's happened here is what most stores do. Like, oh, I got these cool photos. By the way, this is a better lined up one than the one that shows up here, right? Just from a presentation standpoint. They're like, I got a bunch of cool photos. I have to show all my cool photos in my carousel. And I would reverse that and say, does the photos add any value? If they don't, get rid of them. And you could even, in this case here, get rid of the thumbnail slider and not let people browse to them all and just have them be the ones that are based on these changes here, right? These differences. And then you might use one or two of these down below to set some tone kind of thing. All right. Yeah, so there's a lack of consistency here on some branding elements, right? So I've got this FAQ, right, white text. Now this background, this gray background, does the 1200 width of the screen here, right, standard size. This one is full size, so 100%. This one's gray, this one's tan. This is white text, bold. This is black text, capitalized. This is not capitalized. This one is not bold, right? This one, there's more space here, less, more space here, less space here. We talked about that one already. So there's a lack of consistency, right, in your branding. Same thing here is this text is bold. This text down here is not, right? So you're going to want to go through, yeah, like this is bold and this isn't. And maybe they're different fonts, right? I'm not, and I can look it up, but I don't want to waste your time with that right now. But you want everything like exactly the same for, same types, this text should be the same as this text, which should be the same as this text. That's a bunch of work to set up. But once you do, you look more consistent, right? And once again, the inconsistency, we've got this element here, gray, this element here, gray, this one tan, this one's just a line above and a line below, right? So it just looks like things are randomly put together. Now I want to read. So when you say the only eco-friendly sustainable wax for candles, is that because you're the only place that has it? Or is this just you get it from somewhere? Like, is this unique to you? Or is this about the products and materials that you're using? Because if it's unique to you, you want to talk more about it. And then this more information here, people are already on your product page. Do not take them away, right? Never take them away from your product page. Almost never. There's like a 1% time where you do. And I've seen that already, so there's a frequency problem there. And that page is a lot of text. This should be videos. Should all be videos in here explaining this stuff, and text, right? And some images. You want to, explain things to people. So, healthy candles, why not soy? Let's look at here. So Bixby chocolate. Chocolate's made with a conscience, right? The ingredients are pure and organic and all that kind of stuff. So what we did is we made here's a story thing where Kate and her mom, Donna, they show them, right? And that's just about the people. And then here's one about the process. So, and notice, right, we're showing images and we're shaking things up and displaying them differently and keeping people interested and engaged kind of thing. And I'm not saying this is the best page in the world, but it's, with the content she gave me, it was the best thing I could put together. When I see this, I'm not going to read that. That's just boring, right? And video is super, super powerful. I cannot emphasize video enough. I think you should be doing video. You and every other brand should be doing video literally every day. So this here, like about the products and, I would expect more information on this page. Don't take them elsewhere. Some videos that are compelling, all that kind of stuff. There you're explaining that 4-hour thing I asked questions about. Yeah, don't take them away, right? Don't take them away. I like the FAQs. You could put more in there. I would also want to see your shipping policy, your return policy on this page. And you might have an accordion for things, right? Where, if you talk about the brand, right? Or talk about Happy Flame, or talk about the candle making process, those kind of things. You might wrap that content into an accordion so people can, see the part that they're interested in. Let's see if we have an accordion in this one. I don't remember. Um, no, we don't. But we do accordions a lot in stores to, show information. These guys have a lot of information about their candles. We don't. Like, I haven't seen the store in a while. Yeah, there we go. There's the accordion for the shipping and for returns. We can put other content in there, right? For instance, if we go to Authentic, if we go to one of their products, they have these old posters. We have, a lot of accordion. Here we put the description under an accordion, condition details, that kind of stuff. So it's a nice way to stack content up, especially if you're going to have the same content over and over again, like about our store, about our process, those kind of things, how we make wax, where our bees come from, all that fun stuff. So that's a lot of feedback for this page. I could come up with some more, but that's enough for now. Now, you do have an icon problem up here. I don't know what's going on. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to move down from here, right? So we've already seen, I'm personally not a fan of these things. This is already a crowded enough space. Be interesting to see if it converts or not. I like what they are. I like those upsells. They make total sense to me. Be interested to see if I add one of these. Does it still promote it? Oh, that's weird. Oh, nice. It doesn't promote it once you add it. That's really cool. Let's go into our cart. I usually get rid of these extra buttons just because I hate them. And let's go and look at your checkout. Yeah, so you haven't defined your font, so anything that's italic, I've set up my computer so that if you haven't defined the font, it shows up as italic. Just you can go into your settings and set those up. Your buttons, this blue color is probably from your theme settings. You want to go in and customize that so it maps to your brand. I don't know if this gray is the same as what we see on the other pages. So you can do a little branding in there, right? So that is the product page feedback. Now let's move up the funnel one level to your products. So I'm just going to click on your all products. And this page needs filters, right? Shopify has a free, I think I call it search and discovery app that gives you filters. Now, those filters are going to be, things like pillar candle or organic or beeswax or candle versus, plate, all that kind of stuff. But when I'm looking here, there's nothing helping me find what I'm looking for, right? Same thing, let's just go down a level to like honeycomb candles. See how many there are. So here, there's less candles, so I can, try to make decisions more easily. You got a little text above. Just want to see what this says. Yeah, once again, there's no images, there's no video here. I would have a candle of the month club is the way I would do this. So here I am. I just said I want honeycomb beeswax candles, and you're trying to sell me on a subscription service. I haven't bought one yet, and you're trying to sell me one a month. So you got to do the right thing at the right time, right? Your goal, right? So let's put it this way. You have a 2% conversion rate. 98% of the people in this store are not going to buy, right? Your whole goal is to get them to buy once. Not a subscription, not a bulk quantity, not 3 items. One single product is all you care about the first time they come to your store. Now that said, 85 to 90% of the people in your store are first-time users, right? And you probably only get 20% of your people that make a repeat purchase of your actual purchasers. Right, it's probably 80%, maybe 70% if you're doing really well, of your purchasers have only purchased one time. In other words, 99.9% of the people in your store have never purchased before. So tell them about a subscription service right now, getting them to buy other things like plates and wicks and all that kind of stuff. You're just Your job is to get them to buy one time, and then use email to engage those people and re-engage them. Too many people try too hard to stuff too much into one order, where your goal should be to get them to buy anything, right? Even if that was a free "Why is Beeswax Candles" ebook so great, so you get their email address. Like, we literally have, in some of our client stores, ebooks that we give away so that we collect their email address. We do quizzes and all sorts of things. And a lot of stores think about, like, well, what if someone wants this? And all, like, no. 99.99% of your customers have never purchased from you before. Optimize this for selling the candle the first time and the first time only, right? And then for your repeat customers, you worry about that in email marketing. Or you could do some other things there, but that's a little farther down the road. Now, here I got, the width of my page is the 1200. Down here it's full width. There's no explanation why, or there's no reason why. So, and this content up here didn't look to me to be anything about honeycomb beeswax candles, right? So let's go to lotus and flower candles. All right, this is a little bit about it. I like that. So this one's about that collection. I like that. This is a little bit about it also. Yeah, see, you're confusing people, right? You're trying to help them, but you're not helping them, in my humble opinion, right? So you've introduced this concept of floating lotus flowers, right? Wouldn't it be great if it was a floating lotus? And then you're like, well, do all flower candles float? Like, why confuse them, right? Maybe what you have is a filter for floating and non-floating. If they all float, then don't talk about it, right? Just show it in pictures. If only some of them float and others don't, then just make that a filter, right? So I can, here I can see floating. If I had a filter, I can see all the floating, right? This just, it's just going to confuse them. And then beeswax tea lights. I've already said I want to look at flower and lotus candles. Why would you promote anything else to me, right? When people move down the funnel, you should respect that and not try to cross merchandise. Now, what a lot of people think about is Amazon, right? Number one e-commerce store in the world, Amazon. And if you land on a product page, they promote 2,000 other items, almost literally, like at least 50 other items on a page, right? So let's just click on this thing here I was looking at the other day. I want to click on it. So on this product page, right, we've got other products being promoted, other products being promoted, other products being promoted, and then farther down below, there'll be even more other products being promoted down here, right? And even more, right? It's ridiculous. But here's the thing. Amazon is a horrible shopping experience. You go there to buy a $5 spatula, and it takes you 45 minutes, right? Because they have every product in the world, right? They have 14 things that look just like this one. Where on your store, you've only got one that looks just like this. So you don't have to cross-promote. And Amazon doesn't have a funnel for their traffic. They don't start at the top and move people down. People end up on this page all the time from links and affiliates and all that kind of stuff. So they have no confidence that you're on the right page when you get here. You should have more confidence that when people get here, they want to be here, so you don't need to promote any other places to them. So on this collection page, I would add filters, get rid of the breadcrumbs, and get rid of all the content down below. Unless this was SEO content, which right now it's not, SEO content optimized for this search keyword phrase. Now, so that's a collection page, right? Let's go up a level from that to our top level nav. On your top level nav, I believe in only having shopping links. So no home, no blog, no about us, unless you're an artist and you're not. No offense if you consider yourself an artist, right? But I literally mean like painters and stuff where the artist name is part of the brand. No information, no contact us, just shopping links. So then what we want to think about is, what are the top 5 shopping buckets that you have? So take this and make 5 buckets out of it, right? I don't know what those are, right? You know your candles best, but what you want to do is, and maybe it's candles, accessories, and stuff. And then let's say it's candles, right? Is one of your buckets. When they click on candles, you want to show what I call a list of collections pages. So this is a collection page we're on. When they click on candles, you want to show a link for designer candles, a link for Christmas candles, a link for Advent, a link for glass, or candles in glass, right? A link for all those. So they're saying, I want candles. So every click they're making, they want to be making one decision. You want them making one decision. A lot of times we make them make two decisions, right? Or 5 decisions. Exactly like we were doing in your variants, where they're making 2 decisions of size and type of wax. You want one decision per click, as best you can. So step 1, I'm looking for candles. Boom, here's all our candles. Step 2, like, I want medieval candles. Okay, here's our medieval candles, right? And then you'll have some filters where they can make more decisions about them and that kind of stuff. So take all these other links, move them to the footer, and just have shopping links at the top. Yeah, that's not even a shopping link. That's an information thing, which is not helpful. I just want to see a couple of these candle making kits. Yeah, you got a variety of stuff here, so you could definitely, and the hard part, right, is figuring out what those buckets are, right? And you might have one that are just holidays, because I see Easter, Mother's, Valentine's, Christmas, and those kind of things. And you'll figure that out over time. I showed you before, Authentic. We have gone back and forth for years in figuring out, what these top level buckets are and what the filters are, right? So if you go here, we got all sorts of things you can filter on here, and it took us, lots of, data and testing and stuff to figure out what people care about and what they don't care about. So, whatever you think it is the first time, put that stake in the ground and do it, but also be open to changing it over time. Okay, so let us look at what you've got in the footer right now. So I wouldn't have shopping links in the footer. I would just have shopping links in the header. And in the footer, you bring everything else down. Free resources, free organic seeds. What's that? All right, so I see this thing. So you don't want links in pages, right? So you can help honeybees. How can I help them? I'm about to swear because where the fuck is my free thing, right? Like, you told me free organic seeds. Great. Where are my seeds? So maybe there's a product here. And by the way, if you're sending out free seeds to help bees, that's fabulous. Fabulous, right? Because it's a way to capture email addresses. So, and maybe there's like a seasonality to these things. I don't know why I can't see them, but here you've got a link for your organic seeds, and the page doesn't deliver on that promise. So you got to fix that. Free gift service. Yeah, so this is just hard, right? I don't understand what this is, right? Is this where, like, I'm a law firm and you guys send out, candles to my clients? Or is this where, I'm a son and I'm sending it to my mom for Mother's Day? What are your scenarios here? And how do you explain that in the first line, right? Because you're making me read way too much to understand what's going on. And when I read it, I still don't understand it. Now, half of that's because I'm not a text person, right? But you have to present, content in different formats: video, photos, and text. And you have to. You're doing a little bit of bolding, right? But gift giving made simple and a free service from Happy Flame. I got a typo in there, or the dash is all messed up. It, you got it doesn't help. Your formatting of your text isn't helping me skim this at all, right? I don't understand what this service is. Candle care, that's awesome. See, that pop-up keeps coming up. That's just so annoying. Which candle is best for you? Yeah, that's just nuts. You expect me to read that? What I would expect there is some sort of filter that drives me down. Like, what are you looking for a candle for? So ask a question, take you to a page, whatever kind of thing. Press, you can present that a little nicer probably, but it's good to have that content there. I'm really getting annoyed with that thing. This is great. Now, your name is Peter, right? Is this you, Peter? Right. I need to see that. I need to say, Peter, founder, right? Yeah, see, this is great. Our boys were asthmatics, right? I want to see pictures of you and your boys. So if we look at Healing Home Foods, right? The way Shelly got started was her son Jackson is on the spectrum and has all sorts of issues, and her husband had cancer. So she started making healthy foods for them, right? And so she tells that story here, and her page looked a lot like yours when we first started building this. And I told her, I was like, I want a picture of you and Jackson and the whole family, right? And John was talking about, his thing was like, he's the sales guy, and he talks about, I'm passionate about selling, organic foods. Like, no, that's not your story. Your story is, at age 42, as I was diagnosed with cancer, right? Start off with that kind of stuff. So, I love the fact that you've got you here. I want to see you and your family. I always say I want to see kids and dogs on your about page. And if you're, a video here would be great. I'd love to see you making things, a little interview style thing. Like if we go back to Kate, even on our homepage we have it. I think we have it on our about page also. But they got this little video here of them making chocolate, right? And they're right on the coast of Maine. And you saw that in there. And then, so videos are compelling, right? And then if we go here, I think it's on this page. There's an interview with her. Yeah, this one here, right? And all of a sudden, you get to hear her
Okay,
voice.
so this is 125.
And she's just an excited person all the time, right? And it totally comes through. And the second you hear her talking, you're like, I like Kate even more, right? I'm going to buy chocolate from Kate because this is a real human being. She's excited. She's passionate about what she's doing. You want to do the same thing here, right? You want to make that personal connection. You want to let people know you're a human being who cares about your family and your kids and all that great story stuff, right? Put it in there. Absolutely put it in there, right? I think, well, they've changed it since we first did it, but the way it was for these guys. Yeah, so this is my favorite, by the way, about page photo, because it's just so cute, right? Who doesn't want to hang out with this family, right? But he talks about how he got started making candles with one of his daughters for fun, and they bought a candle making company, right, kind of thing. And family, right? Family on their photos, kind of thing. So you want to play that story up because people love those kind of stories, right? So I love the about page. I want to see videos, photos, more of them there, but it's a great start. No need for that on the about page because the about us page is about people, right? Now let's see what sustainability is all about. Yeah, you got pieces, right? Like you make a page for this, you make a page for that. Like there was a separate page for organic seeds. I see it here again. There was a page for subscription. And there's nothing wrong with that, but you got to think about how to make those stories and bring them together in a way that people are going to care about, right? So things we do to help the planet. This is just screaming for icons, right? Plastic free, compostable, right? Packaging. No machine. You need icons for half of this. Made in Australia, all that kind of stuff. Like, you know, with Bixby, right? We have it not on that page. I think we do it here. We've got icons for stores that they're in, and then there's down here, right? Ethically sourced, USDA organic, GMO free, gluten free, made in Maine, women owned, all that kind of stuff, right? This page here is just screaming for stuff like that. You got one there, but you can do more of that. And think about how to put it together in a more storytelling way. And a video is a great way to start, right? And what I always tell people is, like, literally record yourself talking. Tell this story verbally, and then convert that to text. Use that as your starting point. Delivery times. You would probably want to call that shipping policy, and put it in your shipping policies section. Contact us. I would definitely show a map of your location, right? So people can tell where you are and that you are actually in Australia, kind of thing. You've got opening hours. You can even have a calendar that shows the hours and all that kind of stuff. We have another app that does that one for you. It looks something like this. Where is it? Let's do Bose. So they sell skates, but you can also go to their skate shop, and we show their story. So here we have a map, right? Why their map isn't working, I don't know. And then we have their hours on the calendar, so you can see what their hours are for different days of the week. I like the fact you put a phone number up there. Once again, your icons aren't working for your socials. So that's those pages. Let's go through these up here. Blog. You're blogging often, which is awesome. Okay, I was going to criticize you, but I'm not. I'm going to take a step back. It looks like you're doing the right type of blogging, right? Be interested to see how much traffic this is driving to your store and what you're doing to convert it, right? So let's just pick up a random one here. This better show me products or links to products in it, right? And it looks like you have that. That's good. Now let's go to the dog one and see what you're doing. And instead of just those being links, you're going to make those visual also, like at the bottom, show the products or something. I would also want to see an email sign up if there's no direct product relationship to make. So like here, why are honeybees so important for the planet and people? There, the call to action at the bottom would be, sign up for our email. Even though you got it here, you want to be really, conscious about it and put it right in front of their faces. And I actually don't put the sign up in the footer. I usually put it on just the home page down at the bottom, and then specific pages where I want that to be the call to action. So that was blog about us. If I click on the top page, it's that page. Our journey, same thing. Sustainability. Yeah, see, there's no need for sustainability and plastic-free packaging to be on separate pages. I have no idea what that's about. That just seems like it'd be in the About Us thing, without even knowing what it is. We've already seen that one. International delivery. I would put that in your shipping policy along with your delivering times and your shipping charges. All that in your shipping policy. And that should be stored in your settings at your store level so that it shows up on the checkout, right? If we go to checkout right now, let's see what shows up for your shipping policy. Yeah, see, All that content we just talked about should be in here, and that's in your settings under policies. Wholesale. There's no reason to put the words "thanks for visiting." I love getting straight to, especially on wholesale. It's a B2B thing. Get straight to the point, and you should be showing images here. So we love working with retail stores. I assume you're doing like gift shop type of stuff, right? I would show some photos of your product in gift stores. And if you're doing a lot of wholesale, you're going to want to put wholesale in your store. In this store, or make a separate store for it, depending on the business rules behind it. You know, this whole email me, right, with the business. So this should be a form, right? Because now I've got to open up an email, but you should have a form that does this for them. And then I would have it, apply for our wholesale program, put this information in, instead of then email the whole list. But that's a business process thing. You can automate all that in Shopify really nicely, right? Like Healing Home Foods, I'm working on their wholesale. We just launched a store 2 weeks ago. We're doing their wholesale store next. Hopefully launching it next week. And here is the wholesale page in the retail store where we have an apply now. And here's the form, right? And then if they already have an account, we take them over to the wholesale store where they can log in. Return policy. This again, I would have in your policies section. Information FAQ. FAQs are good, but I would also put that in your contact us page. Check out our FAQ. Also notice here, right? So this text, even though it's taller and capitalized, does not dominate right now because this is bold, right? So this bold text, so I should be looking at, these buckets here, beeswax, honeybees, right? But instead, there's a lack of hierarchy because the mixing and matching of font size, capitalization, and bolding in the wrong order is making it hard to distinguish between different elements. We saw that already. I would show your store. It's nice. But I would show some photos. Always have visual things on every single page, right? Except for your policy pages. Even here, right, you could have images for what these different candle types are like and show photos of cleaning and have videos that show how to clean a candle, right? Or how to light a candle or safety tips, And then you use that content in all your email after people purchase the products too. Our healthy candles. Yeah, you got to think about, like I said, you got these different content pieces everywhere. Now, you can have up to 3 about pages, right? There's an about us, which is about your people. There's about our process, which is how you make your products. And then there's, about how our company operates. And I think you've got all 3 of those. I think this is about the products, where some of this other stuff, like sustainability, is more about how you guys operate. You could do all 3 if you've got lots of things to tell, right? But also, the other question is do people care? And if they do, you absolutely do it, right? But if they do, here's the important thing. If they do, why aren't you showing that on the most important page, which is your product page? So, plastic-free packaging, right? If how you do things is important, this is a much less content-filled one. It's nice. You could have that in those accordions we talked about, right? About our sustainability, right? How we make our wax, how we treat our bees, or how we help the the population of flowers and food because we have more bees. I assume, it's just an assumption, you're making your own wax from your own bees, and not buying it somewhere. And if you are, like, that's part of that story. Like, the videos and the photos would show, right? If I saw you in the middle of a field of bees, and maybe you don't, maybe you just buy beeswax from somewhere. But if I saw you in the middle of your bee field, right, that would tell me more of the story. So that's where those visuals become really important and build your brand up, right? We were looking at these. Yeah, our healthy candles. Yeah, we already talked about that. Okay, so we talked about all those. Let's see what this link is. I don't know what that goes to. Yeah, I would not have your social links up there. Remember, this is all shopping in the header. You want to keep people. Just want to see December 17th. So you're posting. That's good. Instagram. You're posting. That's good. You've got followers. Not a ton, but not bad. This here. Let's see where that takes you back to here. What we do for stores is, let's just go to Spell Crafter and go to pages. Maybe under social links. Yeah, we make this little nav menu that works well in their Shopify store. And then, they're on, because people on Instagram are all, most on their phones. This is a nice phone thing, and then they can navigate from there, kind of thing, into the store experience. And then it's a nice way for us. I actually looked at this today in their monthly reports. This is their number 2 landing page in their store right now. I mean, a lot of their traffic is coming from Instagram, which is kind of rare, but it's really cool to be able to see that really easily. So that was Instagram. Let's see what this one is. Pinterest. Log into their accounts and search. Do people search in your store? And if so, they probably don't, but it would be interesting to see, like, what percentage of your customers search, and actually what percent of your purchasers search would be more interesting. And if it's a lot of people searching, you make, search like a permanent search box instead of just a link. If not a lot of people are searching, you keep it as a link like it is. And that's the cart one. We already saw that. Let's see if there's anything else in the footer we missed. No. So, then this is a link. So that takes me to shipping cost, not to call Peter, right? So you might want to break this out to, this link is about shipping and this one's about Peter. But you also might want to think about, do you need that at all right there, right? Let's actually see what happens when I get to an order in my cart and I go over the $99 threshold. What I want to see is you actually promote the fact they have free shipping once they go over the threshold. And you don't do that right now. That's just some custom code to throw in there that does that kind of stuff. I don't like showing that $2 away from free shipping. That's not a good way to do things. People are not motivated by those. But once they are over the free shipping threshold, if you can tell them that would be awesome. Now, Happy Flame handcrafted beeswax. I like your logo. Obviously, you got the little bee hexagon going on there with the flame. It totally makes sense. I like the color. It's the color of honey or wax. It makes sense to me. If I look at your branding, I'd love to know why you picked that red. It's not a bad color. I would love to know why you did that. we talked before about your inconsistency in your branding, where there's inconsistencies, and I see that everywhere I'm looking, like just you know what's bold, what's not bold, font size, and just that. But that's easy stuff to fix, right? But that consistency will help things. It'll also help your hierarchy and people understanding things. So now let's look at your home page. And notice how I left your homepage for last. That's on purpose because so many people think about their homepage as the most important page. The homepage exists for two reasons, right? One, to tell people in the right place. Two, to get them to click to their second page. People try to do way too much on the homepage and try to fulfill every possible need, thinking that customers are going to scroll down their home. I don't know if that's true for you or not yet. That's just a general statement. And then they expect people to scroll down, see all their options, consider things, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. And then, go back up, read things. Like, it's too much most of the time. Now here, handcrafted Australian organic beeswax candles. I love that, right? That tells me this is what I am. There's no need for chemical-free candlelight. So this, handcrafted Australian organic beeswax candles, I would have that be your homepage banner and just that. And I would have it be full width, right? You're going full width elsewhere, go full width with the banner. Now let's actually see if you're doing a mobile responsiveness. Let's see if you have a different image on mobile. So let's do this. You do, that's good. So I would just do I wouldn't do a slideshow, right? I would just do that as your homepage image. So people know, right? Remember, goal number one, they're in the right place. So if you're looking for handcrafted, Australian, organic, beeswax candles, you are in the right place. If you're looking for something else, you're in the wrong place, right? So that's your "You Are Here" sign. I would just do that. I like these since 2006. This is screaming for icons, right? This is screaming for a video. Is gift cards really a new arrival? So, remember, 99.9% of the people in your store have never purchased from you before. Are these the most important things you have to sell your brand new, never bought from you before customer? I do not think so. I would not have new arrivals in your store. Don't get me wrong. Other stores, we do it all the time. For yours, I don't think it's the right thing to do, right? I would rather see a customer favorites, right? And before that, right, I don't want to see products on your homepage. You have way too many products, right? Remember, you got to make one decision at a time. So I'm waiting for this page to come up. And it's going to choke, so we'll forget about it and go to it. Oh, we've locked up everything here. All right, we're going to see what happens there. I don't know if it's my computer locked up or your screen. Let me see if I can. Yeah, it's my computer. We'll see if it unpauses here in a minute. But what you want to be doing, right? So if someone's picking, so imagine the steps it takes to buy a product for you. First, they have to say, I want a candle, right? Then they have to say, I want a Christmas candle. Then I want the Christmas candle in that design, and then the decisions on that candle page, right? So to get to that candle page, you've already made like 3 or 4 decisions. If you're promoting a product on the home page, you're making them make all those decisions without knowing they're making all those decisions. I think I clicked. Let's see if that solves my problem here. Yeah, I think I clicked an email link on your store somewhere, and I just locked everything up. So I think we're good again. So let's see. Let's go back to this page here. So all these products here, you have 3 pages worth of 20 or so of them. So you get 60 plus products. To say, oh, our best seller is this one, that doesn't mean that the other people are going to want that product, right? So what you want to do, you want people making decisions. Get them to their second page, not to the final product on the homepage, get to their second page. So they need to make decisions one at a time. So here, and I think you already have some of that, right? So if we scroll down here, right, you know, I could see this being popular categories. It's funny because I was about to say this is non-seasonal, but you're Southern Hemisphere people. This is totally seasonal for you. And I think this is going to be a decision-making page. Yeah, see, that's too hard to go through. That's just too much work. I like the idea. Love the idea of that. Too much work. So here, I like the, you know, popular categories things. Now here, I've got white space below, but I don't have white space above. That lack of consistency thing. So remember, this is all going to be shopping links up here, candles, other things, and maybe, you know, holidays, all that kind of stuff. And that's what every page on the website is going to see, so people can make those decisions, right? So down here, I just have, you know, popular categories or a seasonal thing like summer and Christmas and those kind of things. I like that. And I like the, you know, the don't know what to get, walk through our guide. I like that idea, but I didn't like the page it took me to. And then we got this helping to create a toxic-free lifestyle. It's kind of redundant with this stuff up here, isn't it? And then, so I got these, and notice how these are displayed, right? And this hover effect going on. And then I got these down here, the exact same product. That's different, and they're displayed differently, right? So the lack of consistency, and I'm duplicating effort, right? I don't need to do that. This just needs to be your Judge Me reviews. And your blog articles you don't need, right? Is this Decor for a Healthy Home is a blog article, I assume? Nope, I'm wrong. So you got 3 different product categories, right? Collection navigation elements, and no explanation of the differences between them. So we're just throwing content up for the sake of throwing up content. Where what I would do, right, is, you know, say our most popular categories and pick 3 of them, maybe 6, but no more, right? You just have 6 of these collections up here, hopefully 3 of, you know, that kind of stuff. And by the way, you might have GIFs as one of your top navigation items, which we'll talk more about here in a second. Information and our thoughts, you don't need any of this content there. So blog articles are meant to drive traffic to your store, not to engage people in your store, right? Once you bring them to your blog articles through organic search, you want to move them straight into shopping experience as quick as you can. You don't want to bring people into a shopping experience and take them to a blog. And I would also throw a Instagram feed up here. There's multiple free apps that do that. I would put an Instagram feed on your homepage, and just like your Judge Me reviews, when they see the dates of that becomes one of those heartbeat things. You're not putting an Instagram feed up here to engage people in your Instagram photos. You're putting it up here so people can see that you posted for New Year's, and therefore I know there's a living, breathing body at this store. So if I place an order, because 99.9% of your customers visiting your site have not placed an order before. I've never placed an order before. I have more confidence because I can see a New Year's post that there's probably a living human to process that order. Right? Let's go to detailing shed. These are your Aussie neighbors, just to show you a couple things here. They have bright colors going on, obviously, for their brand. But what we did here is we threw in some icons on the homepage. Also, you could do that kind of stuff. And they've also got some brands, but you don't have the brands kind of thing. You do have some press stuff, so you might throw some press logos on that page. If the press that you've gotten is like nationally known type stuff versus, you know, the local newspaper type of thing. That's my thoughts so far, right? And that's just about your website. You know, I think, you know, to summarize things, right? You have what appears to me to be a fabulous freaking product, right? With a great story behind it. So that's a great problem to have. So, and that's the hard part of your business, is coming up with a product and a process. So now it's more of telling that story and just cleaning the website up, which isn't that hard to do actually, right? And have that consistency, and then thinking about. I do think you need to create more content. Now, I didn't say this before, but I assume all your photography is yours because I assume these are all your products that you're making, and I love most of your photography, right? Not all of it, but most of it. And I love that photo. Love that photo. Because what I love about this photo, by the way, is to explain it to you, is if this candle comes in this bag, I love the fact you're showing that. This should be the product photo when I add it to the cart, right? It shouldn't be this photo because that's not what I'm getting. I'm getting this, right? So I like most of your photography. You can always improve on that a little bit. Like the one I showed you before that I didn't like was this one right here, right? Because it's kind of muddy and confusing and dark and all those kind of things. But most of your photography is much better than that. So you need to get in the mode of videos, right? There's no reason, and you got one right here. Let's actually see if some of your other products have that. So let's actually see. Go to a Christmas one. Oh, I had no idea it was that small. Yeah, see, in the organza bag, I would, linen gift bag, I would, and is organza and linen different? Craft box, I guess they are. So I definitely show like a large tree in a craft box. I would not show it with a tea light. Now I think I'm getting that product, right? So in this one here, you actually change the photo for the variant, which is good. But I got this other light next to it, and this photo, you got a lot of muddiness going on in the shadow kind of thing. But I wanted to see here. Yeah, you do have. That's nice. So you're shooting video, right? I love that. Now what I want to see you doing is telling stories in your videos with your voice, right? I can't stand video. Now this one here, it's kind of, you don't need voice in this one. This one over here, you totally need voice, right? Because this one's just showing you the video and seeing how the flame looks and all that kind of stuff. But I want to see you telling your story about your brand, your manufacturing, all that process stuff. I want to see like molds and wax and wicks, strewn everywhere and lining things up. And the more professional your production is, the more you show it, right? So a real example, right? We go to Bixby again. Notice these machines, right? She's got serious machinery going on. She actually, rents out a whole. It's a former ice factory. It's actually a beautiful old building. This building right here, I think, or right up there. That's theirs. But because their machinery is so big and industrial, they're showing it, right? So you want to do the same thing, and I'll show you another example. Is the Game Steward. These guys sell board games, right? So, but what we did is in the About Us, we actually show their warehouse. And that's because, now, we photoshopped this and this onto their warehouse, but this is their actual warehouse. And the reason we're showing this isn't some dude selling board games out of his basement. These guys have millions of dollars of inventory on the shelves inside of that building. So they're big and legit, right? So, I always say you want to look as small as you are in your About story, but you also want to show as professional and as big as you are in your process stuff, right? Because I want to buy somebody who's got machinery making this stuff, and doing it in big volumes kind of thing, if that's what you're doing, right? So whatever it is, whatever your true story is, you want to show it. But I'd love to see some video of you showing the manufacturing process and doing a voiceover on it and explaining what's going on, right? So, that's just, a couple thoughts there. I think the big need your site has is cleaning everything up, doing the navigational stuff, the content stuff we talked about, and then adding in, some video to tell the story, what that overall brand story is, and using that appropriately. So that's a long hour and 14 minutes we're on. That's a lot of feedback. Hopefully you find this useful. If you have any questions, you can always schedule a time with me. I charge by the hour for that stuff in fractions of minutes kind of thing. Happy to sit down, go through things with you if that's what you would like, and answer any questions you may have kind of thing. All right. Thanks for listening.